Okay, so this is the second Freedom Festival here at Post Falls, and this event is sponsored by a coalition of liberty organizations and liberty-loving individuals. The goal is to support each other in the cause of freedom and in the principles of our founding fathers and in the restoration of the United States Constitution to its original intent. And the way to do this is through education as to the causes of the problems we as a country are facing today, and to offer solutions and the action needed to return this country to its former greatness. We applaud you and thank you all for coming tonight and hope to provide you with good, valuable information you can take home with you and that we can all unite behind and turn into action. There is a ton at stake. As you all came in, you were given a survey form to help the organizers of this event determine how to best advertise future events. So as thanks for helping us, we will have a drawing at the end. We've got some videos and some books, and if you can stick around for those, that would be great. But get those forms turned in so that your voice can be counted and so that you can participate in the drawing. Could you grab that box for me right there? So, I came to the Liberty Movement about 2 years ago. The last year, I have been involved in the Pullman area as the chairman of the board of directors. You're going to be hearing a lot about in the next few months, called the Articles of Freedom. You know, I didn't know quite what to expect when I was first elected to this event, and just try to go with an open mind, keep my mouth shut except for when I have something smart to say, which is usually a pretty good idea. Although being the guy with the microphone, that sometimes is difficult to do. But the purpose of the Continental Congress was pretty simple. We needed to document how the federal and state governments are working against the Constitution or ignoring the Constitution. It's part of a larger process. So for a period of nearly 2 weeks, we went over 13 violations of the Constitution, went into committee. It was, in my mind, it was very much like what I imagined the original constitutional conventions to be like. And we documented these, and we generated recommendations for both the federal and state governments, but also for the people. And this is called, again, the Articles of Freedom. You'll be able to find them online soon at articlesoffreedom.us. In just a moment, I'm going to introduce you to my colleague from Alaska. His name is Schaefer Cox. He's a good friend of mine. But first, before I do that, I want to read to you a document that I believe will eventually become a historical document. I have about 100 copies of these tonight. Otherwise, again, articlesoffreedom.us, you can download it. But I want you to hear this from the words of your elected representatives who are at Continental Congress, and I hope that you feel these words and they inspire you as you move forward in your activism. In defense of a free people, the time has come to reassert our God-given natural rights and cast off tyranny. Let the facts reveal the federal government of the United States of America, which was instituted to protect the rights of individual citizens, instead threatens our life, liberty, and property through usurpations of the Constitution. And emboldened by our own lack of responsibility and due diligence in these matters, has exceeded its mandate and abandoned those founding principles which have made our nation exceptional. Our servant government has undertaken these unconstitutional actions in direct violation of their enumerated duties to the detriment of the people's liberty and the sovereignty of our republic. Over many years and spanning multiple political administrations, the people who have, in good conscience, attempted to deliberate our grievances and voice our dissent against these offensive actions through both petition and assembly have been maligned and ignored with contempt. The people of the several states, justly alarmed at these arbitrary and unconstitutional actions, have elected and constituted and appointed delegates to meet and sit in General Congress in the city of St. Charles, Illinois, whereupon these delegates, as duly elected representatives of the several states, have gathered in defense of divine justice, liberty, and the principles of limited government, and we stand in clear recognition of the supreme law of the land, the Constitution of the United States of America. Therefore, we demand that government immediately reestablish constitutional rule of law, lest the people be forced to do so themselves. And we hereby serve notice. We serve notice that in the defense of freedom and liberty, there shall be no compromise to which we shall ever yield. Ladies and gentlemen, this is page 1. This thing is 50 to 60 pages long. It is a roadmap for your future in battling the federal government and taking back our Constitution.